Pisces this time. Let's see what's going on for Pisces on the upcoming month. What's going on for Pisces on the upcoming month? Let's find out. Now we'll clarify this now. When I turn a card on its side, it's because my intuition is telling me it has to be on its side. So, I'm drawing, this here is two separate situations, and I want to draw and focus on this part right now for you guys. So, let's have a little look. So, you're being very naive right now to a situation. It's, right now, the situation is very much dead and cold and giving you nothing, but you're trying to cling on to it. Because you are trying to convince yourself that it's bringing you purpose, but it's not. And I think it's to do with the attachment you have. It's like you have a love attachment for it. You have a love for it, and that's what you're trying to cling on. You're trying to save the love. You're convincing yourself that the love you have is given back, or the passion you have is given back, and it's not. The only one doing all the work is you, and it's not reciprocated. It's like you're having to fight others for your reasoning for this. You're having a fight, but it's a struggle. You're trying to control it, but it's out of control, and you can't control it. And anyone that and there's like people that are trying to help you with the negative, you're shunning away and pushing them out because you're scared of being vulnerable. Because it's much more easier for you to push someone away than be vulnerable. It's like you're so afraid that someone's going to make a snap judgment and not like you for it, so you'll automatically won't like them, so they can't like you. That sort of vibe. But all you're going to do is get your fingers burnt because of this. The only one that's going to get hurt is you. You have no control over this. You're trying to convince not only yourself and others that you have control when you don't, and you're stuck now. You're stuck with no control. It's like in this picture there's all gears, and they got all like vines and dust and cobwebs all over them, so they've been stuck for a while. You've ignored it and tried to say, well, I can get them running again, just give me time. Time's run out. They're stuck. There's no oil going to be able to remake these cogs work. The chains are rusted. They're going to snap if they move. It's done. But it's very much, you're like trying to hide what's inevitable. And you could sit here and fight it and try and convince it it'll all be fine. It's not going to be fine. And you are fooling yourself if you think anything more. This is done. You're getting nothing out of it, and all it's doing is hurting yourself. But you can either learn from it or burn your fingers from it. So let's get some guidance and advice for you guys. Let's get some guidance and advice for you guys, Pisces. Can I have some guidance and advice for Pisces? Some guidance and advice for Pisces, please. Some guidance and advice for Pisces. Some guidance and advice for Pisces. some guidance and advice for Pisces? Can I have some guidance and advice for Pisces? Some guidance and advice for Pisces, please. Right. Great. So, re-evaluate. Stop lying to yourself. Stop trying to defend something that's not doing you any good. Re-evaluate it. Is it really worth it? Is it really giving you what you need? Or is it one-sided? Put towards the things that will give back. If you put water into the sea's going to bring a tide back in. You can keep adding to the sea and it will still give you stuff back. If you give it water, you can take water. You need to really think, is this really giving you even more or an equal amount? Deep inside, you know you're alone. But it's like you shut yourself off if anyone tries to tell you. You're like, oh, I don't want to listen. Fuck off, I'm going to my room. Fuck off. In my house, I can do what I like because I ain't got to listen to people because they know nothing. But if there's red flags, sometimes we're blinded and sometimes we need those supportive people around us, not judgmental. The actual real people that are supporting us to help guide us because sometimes we can't see things clearly. You're very vulnerable right now, but it's okay to be vulnerable. It's all about taking time to yourself. Take off this mask that you've tried to put on. Sit with yourself and really think. Really think and follow your heart, not what you think. You think, oh, if I do this, if I put work in, it's going to work. No. Do what truly makes you happy because it will evolve you and cleanse you. And by cleansing you, it will make you a much better person. You'll feel much more safe, much more secure. Things will become more clear. You'll be out of harm's way. You won't have to sit and cry and have to sit there and be so low because you're alone, but you try and convince people, well, it's fine because I'm going to work on it. Sometimes we can put work in, but sometimes there's a point where we have to say, we've done all we can do. If someone else doesn't want to do it, that's not our fault. It's their own. And sometimes people just don't want help. Because the end result is you're going to be very alone and trapped. But the light is always there, but you're going to feel very alone, very trapped. Wrapped up in all your lies, and the only one that's going to get hurt by it is yourself. And there's going to be no control. You will constantly shut people out over and over, and there'll always be someone in there trying to help you. But it's whether you want to listen or not. I can't force you to listen. This reading can't force you to listen. Only you can choose to listen. It's like if you saw an obese person and you told them they need to lose weight, doesn't mean they're gonna. They will only lose weight if they want to, same as you will only listen if you want to. But there comes a point where you have to say, is this really the life you want? So all I can say for you guys is really take time to yourself and evaluate whether you're getting justice or whether you can put your time to use somewhere else that really deserves it and gives you something back. So thanks for listening, guys.